I question myself a lot. I'm like a philosopher at heart. It's something that I've always done. I've always been curious about the world. I've always been seeking for more, been exploring what's out there on the horizon to try to be progressive in my ideas, to maybe have a solution to the issues that are happening in society. And that is a very thing that gives me a sense of purpose when there is problems, when there is something to be solved on a societal, social, humanitarian level. It is the very thing that gets me interested into entrepreneurship, because that's essentially what it is. It's being able to navigate the society that we're living in and using the ability of capitalism to be able to solve problems. At its core, entrepreneurship is an outlet to develop in my sense of self, to be able to understand, have a greater ability to have a sense of the world and be able to orient myself in that world to be able to have a positive impact for humanity. And it's not just through entrepreneurship. It's also, like I said, philosophy, humanitarianism, could be volunteering. Like, we don't need to make a quick buck to be able to have a positive impact in a business. But the fact of the matter is it's an outlet. It's means. It's a tool to be able to have social change. And that's essentially what Boho Hobo is. It's a platform, it's a business, it's a lifestyle brand, it's this world, it's this idea that is rooted in our reality, that's able to have social change, positive impact on a humanitarian level. And so that is the very thing that we're striving for with Boho Hobo. Is it doesn't matter what we're doing, the what doesn't really matter. It could be anything. And that's why, like, you look at Boho Hobo and it's like a lifestyle brand with all these different like collections of ideas and thoughts and values and activities and experiences in the whole of Boho Hobo. It's not the what that matters, it's the why. Why are you doing it? What is important? And asking doesn't have to be the right questions, but asking complex questions or deeper questions to evoke a greater sense of yourself and orientation in the world allows you to be able to have this better ability to transpose ideas in a way that is meaningful. And when we went on this journey of Boho Hobo, we didn't really know what we were doing, but we were always questioning at the forefront. We were wondering what was the issues that humanity is experiencing. And there is a lot of suffering in our world. And why are people suffering? Well, a lot of it has to do with the sense of seeking for the material. That was one thing that really was a highlight in our journey in the very beginnings. It was like looking at the people out there. It's like, wow, they're seeking to be rich. They're seeking for the next car, this mansion that's like far reaching, and they're not able to obtain that. So their expectation of having that is like really cursing them and keeping them at bay from experiencing the happiness that could be now. And it's through the power of gratitude that we can be grateful for the things that we already have and really have a greater sense of well-being. Ultimately, that's what this platform is. It's a creative outlet. It is a brand. It is merchandise. It is film. But at the core of it, it's like that's all the what. But the why of why we're doing this is because it provides a sense of fulfillment and well-being for humanity. And that is what flows through this brand from the very first day. And the only way we can figure that out is by questioning and understanding the human experience. Understanding why people feel the way that they do, and then trying to find solutions to those problems. And if we didn't have the ability through capitalism with entrepreneurship to innovate, then we wouldn't be able to have the outlet. We wouldn't be able to do such acts, such behaviors with the brand, with the platform. And at its core, we're social engineers, we're social scientists, philosophers, artists, creatives, entrepreneurs, kind of like is this bold title, or like this overhanging title, this overhanging label to kind of incorporate all of those ideals of character development. If it's like you got your artist, you got your creative, it's like those all kind of like bunched together. At the end of the day, they're entrepreneurs at heart. And it's just like some name that was kind of made up to describe what kind of person you are. And Boho Hobo is a platform for all of those kinds of people to come together and look at the issues that we're having in the world and be like, okay, why are we having those? And how can we fix it? Whether it's through music, through art, through outdoor adventure, travel, having intrinsic values that us as humans already have, but can further develop. It's not something that's far reaching. It's not the materialistic ideals of like owning a house, mansion, or obscene amounts of money. It's something that we already have, and we're grateful for it because we already have it. But it's also, we can set expectations for ourselves at the same time to achieve this ideal. And so it's this balance of being okay, at peace with yourself, but also reaching and striving to develop your sense of self. And everyone's sense of self is authentic. It's like true to them. And it's not something that you can compare to yourself. Like, yeah, you can compare what you do, maybe like, oh, I am a rock climber and that other person's better at rock climbing. But get even deeper. It's not what you do. It's like who you are as a person. It's personality development. And that's what we're trying to bring to light, is who you are at your core. And that's something that cannot be replicated. It's something that is like so unique to like who you are is like something that cannot be replicated. And like when we're living in a materialistic, capitalistic world where we have to play by the rules of capitalism to survive, and that's okay, that's fine and dandy and all, but it's like we need something else to balance that. It can't always be about the material. It could also be about the intrinsic. And like when you figure out who you are, it's like no one can take that away from you. You can always hang on to that shit, and it's so valuable. It's like, and also when you put forth your truth, your authentic sense of self, it's like you're gonna attract those things that are true to you, and you're gonna have genuine connections. And that's a beautiful thing, going out into this crazy world where there's so much fakeness, artificialness to this experience, and it's being like, no, I'm gonna take responsibility over authenticity, and being like, the only one that can put forth truth to this world is me. I can't force someone else to. So I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna be who I am and be okay with that. And it's a scary thing. It's like you go out and see other people and you don't want to be judged. You want to feel like you're different. But at the end of the day, it's like that's the very thing that makes you special. You as a human being, that's who you are. Who you are is very important, and we need self-awareness to be able to unlock who we are to begin with. A lot of people like go aimlessly through life. They don't have a sense of the world, they don't have a sense of themselves, and they're just latching on to security things, which is the material, or other people that can provide them with a sense of, they think in their mind, security, but in a sense, they're not truly secure in who they are. They're just latching themselves onto different labels or things that they support. It's through the culmination of the awareness to know, okay, yeah, I like this, this, and this. How can I bring that together and create a sense of self and something that is true to who I am? And that's what evokes well-being. When you really know who you are, then you're like, why even know who you are? That's the first question. Well, the first question is, or the first reason why you would want to know who you are is because of well-being. And you'll have well-being if you live authentically, genuinely, because you're putting forth something that is true to who you are, and you're receiving something true to who you are, and you can only feel fulfilled. You can only feel fulfilled when you have genuine experiences. Like how often, if you don't like, it could be something simple, like you don't like rollerblading. Why force yourself to be a rollerblader if that's not what you genuinely like? And it's only through the power of self-awareness where you can figure that out, figure who you are and what you want to pursue in this world, because that's the very thing that's going to give you true fulfillment. And that's why it's important to know your sense of self and your personality and your values and beliefs. And that's also intrinsic values. That's something that can't be taken away. It's not like a car or a house where it's like the government just steals and strips that away from you. Like, how are they able to strip away personality development? They can't. And that's a beautiful thing. We are beautiful human beings, and let's tap into what makes us human. Have a good day. Peace.